We're good, sir.
Hey, everybody. Welcome one, welcome all to Midwest Mondays. My name is Luke. You know me as the voice of the Midwest Drag Racing Series. You also know me as Mr. Business because we are always down to business here on the Midwest Drag Racing Series Midwest Monday. I'm joined by the best smile in drag racing, the hardest working man in the biz, Mike Narks.
Dude,
Narks.
I'm excited about tonight, man. This is going to be fun. So this is our second time to do it, but it's the first time to do it before an event. I'm so excited.
I know, and I'm very excited. So let's crack open a celebratory one, y'all.
There you go.
And let's party down.
The top again.
So we have the Shakedown at M-Town coming up, 22nd Shakedown with Duck and Donald Long Promotions, and it's the first one that we have been at Midwest have been like this with Donald Long. And here's the thing too, is this is his event. We're just here for funsies, right? So like, not for funsies. We're here to throw down. But
we're bringing a party.
We're bringing a party. We're bringing
that is for sure
a boatload.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase that. This is a Radial event that has pro mods, and we said, no. You don't have pro mods till we're here, and we're bringing.
That's exactly right.
We're bringing a big freaking. What's up, Steven? What's up, Richard? Dirty Panda on Instagram. We're bringing a party, and when I say a party, I mean, I think the bump is going to be incredible. We have more than a full field of pro mods that have signed up. I would personally be shocked if the bump was not pretty stout. We have an all-killer, no-filler list of heavy hitters in pro mod, top dragster, top sportsman. Dude, this is going to be lit.
It's going to be wild, really, to be honest, because like the mix of trash talking people that are going to be at the Shakedown is going to be legendary. And I think there's going to be a lot of folks in pro mod that are really turning their stuff up to, listen, radial cars are real fast, especially at US 131. So, we're going to see some insane numbers. Oh man, Steven here starting us off the show, 362 bump. Ooh. I don't know if it'll be that deep.
I don't know if it'll be that deep. I would not be shocked if it was in the 60s, though. I'll say that.
Yeah, for sure. I would think 60, 65 or 6 is my number.
What was the bump at SmackDown? I thought I had this number when I was prepping, but it eluded me. But that was a soup weather, and it was already in the 70s, and this one has just as deep of a field, if not deeper. And it's going to be. Let's take a look real quick at the Shakedown forecast. Thursday, Friday, high of 72. Saturday, high of 69. Nice. I mean, like
that means that when we are qualifying, it's going to be insane.
Indeed. But and the last time we were at US 131 Motorsports Park, we set track. We set like our records for the series. Like we set some nasty times. How about Chris Giuliano ran a 365, his PB. Mark Mickey ran a 358, a 356, a 356.4, a 355.5. We had Jackie Sloan running we're putting up numbers. Haney ran a 63. Dude, this is one of those tracks. This is one of those weather occurrences. The crowd is going to be amazing because Martin knows how to pack them in, dude. And I couldn't be more excited.
Well, and not just for our stuff. I mean, obviously we love our pro mods. We love our top dragster, top sportsman stuff. But listen, there's like 8 other classes of radial type stuff that are going to be insane. Steven here asking about what about Radial versus the World 364 bump? I don't know, man. Probably. I don't watch that enough to get there.
Can I talk shop here? I mean, obviously talking shop is not frowned upon. This is what this is up. What's up, Jacob, dude? Jacob McNeil, one of our racers, drop it in. Radial requires a track that's here pro mods require a track setup that's here. It's going to be interesting to watch the track conditions as they fluctuate between the two tires. And I will be interested to see how our tuners, both in Radial versus the World and in pro mod, deal with a track that kind of has to serve two different customer bases, if you will. That being said, I believe Jimmy Bradshaw will be there. Samuel Peterson will be there as well. Those two guys can set up a wicked, stupid fast track. So if there's anybody who can set up a track, it's those two. But it'll be very interesting to see how the two different cars really deal with a track. Shane says, "Tie your shoes tight." Amen. Or wear flip flops. Just don't.
We need a over under on what day the first shoe comes off.
Oh, dude, I think the first shoe comes off before it's even streaming on Flow, which this will be streaming on Flow. Again, this is the Shakedown is an older event than the Midwest series itself. That being said, of course, we have other events that have been taking place long before Midwest was a series, but exactly. Yeah. Just like at Yellow Bullet at Cecil County Dragway. Exactly. It'll be very interesting to see. It'll be on Flow, and so you can subscribe and watch it there. I'm sure Donald Long on his website and his Facebook has some kind of link to Flow. And here's the deal. All right. When you subscribe with the QR codes or with the blah, 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 you go through that goes back into drag racing. So always use those codes if you can. I'm sure there's somewhere. I wish I had them handy right now. But don't forget, too, that we have free drag racing coming up on the Midwest side at the event after this, where we will give you a full breakdown, we shall say, on the post show that is coming up on next Monday. So I believe I'll host that solo. We might see if Ellen wants to hop on.
Yeah.
Or Keith wants to hop on, or somebody do little co-hosting duties with me, because I think that'd be a lot of fun. But
yeah. And as we move forward with this show, this isn't going to be weekly, but we're going to do it before, and Luke wants to do it after each event, and then we're also going to do the first
of the month
each month. But next week I'll be at Mega Week, Rocky Mountain Race Week Mega Week. 550 cars doing a drag and drive across
no big thing.
Oklahoma, Missouri, Texas, no big deal. It's just miles. It's just the baddest dragon movie you've ever heard of. Anyways, okay, let's show these people the schedule. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Absolutely. Let us talk about that indeed, as I pull this up on my own here. Exactly. There we go. All right. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, gates are open in the morning, and we start that testing at 3:00 on Wednesday. All right. Now, it's a little different than we see. Normally in Midwest, we run 2 Friday night qualifiers, 1 Saturday morning qualifier, and then Saturday eliminations. The Shakedown in M-Town right now, we're looking at over 25 pro mods that have officially signed up, and we're still on Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day, by the way. And where that list is only going to grow, presumably. Wednesday, we're going to do protesting. Thursday, we are going to do all classes qualifying. That starts at 4:00 in the afternoon, runs until midnight. But as you know, in racing, the only thing that's guaranteed, so it's at the bottom of every schedule, and that's that the schedule is subject to change. Friday, we will do another round of qualifying starting at 4:00. And then Saturday, it will be all eliminations. So it will be a bit different than you guys are used to. I know it's a bit different than I'm used to. I'm used to coming in on Thursdays and having kind of a day to adjust and to talk to people. I'm going to come in on Thursday, have a few hours to talk to people, get caught up, introduce myself to some pro mod drivers, to some of our top dragsters, our top sportsmen, and then just get thrown right into the fire because I will be on the mic, at least for the Midwest classes, and maybe some more as we move on there. But make sure that you remember, very valuable runs are being run on Thursday as well. And like I said, I mean, look at this class. And Steven is right. So many different tire types. It's a shame none of them have a 4-lane strip. You know what? If there is one strip in God's green earth that I think would be extra awesome with a 4-lane strip, it is US 131, just because that track is already one of the baddest on the planet. It is so fast. It is so nice. And so, I mean,
what would be fun is like, the 4-lane stuff at, Charlotte or in Vegas. You could really do some side-by-side Radial versus the world versus pro mod type stuff. That could be kind of fun.
If we ever visited, I know this is like a pipe dream, but hear me out. If we ever visited like a Charlotte or a Vegas, I would want to do funny car next to pro mod. Funny car, pro mod.
Yes.
Just send them.
That would be awesome.
That would be my dream. Anyway, yes. So my guess is on fastest time for pro mods. 3:58 sounds reasonable. We saw Mickey run a 56 and then a 55 last year.
But after that, we did change the turbo rules.
Did change Midwest. The turbo rules.
These rules will be Midwest rules for everybody that's coming in. So there will be some changes between PDRA and some Outlaw stuff that these guys.
Yeah, I think run. 58 is probably solid. I think it will be a little warmer than last year. I think 58 is almost right on the money. Yeah. That being said, Mark Mickey, don't think he's confirmed yet, or if he's even said anything. But when we changed that rule, it actually almost allowed him to put a little bit of extra weight wherever he wanted to. So that man is bad to the bone. Anyway, so I think 58 is right around the accurate time. So we're going to go run Radial versus the world, limited drag Radial, 10.5 Pro Street, Ultra Street, no time Outlaw 275, which I'm very excited to see some no time Outlaw stuff. Pro 275, X 275, limited street 235. And I want to highlight too, and give props to everybody involved. And I hope that I learn our sponsors real soon on who pump juice these numbers, because Midwest obviously is offering $20,000 to the winner of Pro Mod. And that is a big thank you to all the work that Keith and Summit Racing Equipment and J&A Service and Stroud Safety have all done throughout the offseason to really make sure that the money is there for our racers. It's paying out to the first round losers. I mean, look at that. Runner-up, 5,000. There are some events that don't even pay you 5,000, and that's a runner-up. Top Sportsman, it will be paying 3,000. Top Dragster, 3,000. Radial versus the world, 30,000. Pro 275 at 20,000. There's big money. And then also, I know Duck has makes a big thing about on-the-spot payments. And so you are going to want to see, because there's going to be some battles for the money. There's going to be all sorts of fun class. I really mean it when I'm saying like all killer, no filler.
Yeah, that is for sure. This thing is going to be nuts, man. It's going to be nuts. And you're talking about earlier qualifying than we're used to for Midwest racers, because I think we get qualifying Thursday, one round of qualifying Thursday night, from what I understand, from what Ellen said the other day. And we're not used to that. No. So these guys can come out swinging in the kind of air they're going to be racing in. So you have one round of qualifying Thursday night, then you go Friday, 2 rounds in the afternoon, and then another late evening round of qualifying. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah. And so I'm very excited. I also want to highlight, we'll get into the list of who is confirmed. I think at this point, I can be public with that. I think we can be public with that anyway, but
man, I've been posting them on the Midwest Track Racing.
Excellent. All right, cool.
And Instagram.
It's so we will be keeping an eye. I don't want to say a certain word, but morning could see something on Thursday. We'll see how that works out. But I mean, it's all part of the challenge. But as we move on throughout, it'll be an absolute beauty of a weekend. And if you've ever been to that area of Michigan, it's going to be, that is the best weather of any track that we get consistently. So
Real
let's
quick, but hang on.
go ahead.
Before we jump in there, I do want to give a big shout out to NC Pro Modder. He is going to be there running
yeah.
live stream of at least all of the testing. I don't know, testing and maybe some qualifying. I don't know what his deal is with flow and how much he can cover. Maybe he'll jump in here in a little bit. Jay will jump in and tell us what's going on. But NC Pro Modder will be on site, so make sure you're following him on Facebook and YouTube. He's always live on there with great coverage, great connection, great everything. Love to see what he's got going on.
I met Jay for the first time at Shakedown, and super nice guy, and it was great to run into him finally because I was just like, dude, I see your stuff all the time.
Yes. Yeah,
so great. And so can't wait to see Jay again. Also want to give a shout out to Stefan Monet, who will be there. He makes a lot of those apps that you see for live timing, like the Midwest Drag Racing Series timing app. He's the creator of that. He is one of those guys, almost like Shane Tecklenburg, where like, I just want to give you a beer and have you describe timing systems or this or that to me, because he knows all of these fine little details on how these systems work. And where Shane T, is all about the cars, I think Stefan is being able to pick apart things in addition to the cars that are like, how do the timing system works? Oh, this beam is 6 inches higher than that beam, that kind of thing. So things that I think I sometimes get lost in the mix because all the drag strips are similar, not exactly the same, but sometimes you go, oh, wait, hold on. Let's talk about how this system works. So can't wait to see him too. Shall we get into the pro mods that have confirmed?
Let's do it. Let's do it, sir. And again, these are, we probably have to look at the pictures here because they're in alphabetical order. That way the list I sent you is not in alphabetical order. Big shout out to our buddy Carl Steamy over here drinking beers.
Heck yeah, baby. I tell you what, man. Just as an aside, I was spent the weekend in Indianapolis, and there is nothing quite like being around friends with some alcohol and some badass race cars. Man, it's good for the soul, and we're gonna do it again in Martin, Michigan. I am reading that, Paul Snyder. I hate that I'm reading that. But Aaron Wells at ProMod. Aaron Wells, of course. Yeah, see who's the champion?
Love it.
Aaron Wells of ProMod will be here. Of course, he and Bullet is our previous event winner in Tulsa. And yes, he confirmed on our last episode of Midwest Monday that Tyler will be there as well. And so he is locked in to the AJPE Shakedown at M-Town 22. Chris Giuliano will be there as well. Want to highlight, by the way, that Chris Giuliano, last time he was out here, he ran a personal best 365 and a 7 in that nitrous car. And so he's found more and more consistency. I think he is able to pip a win this year if the cards play his way. And I think that he likes Michigan and Michigan likes him. So very excited to see what Chris Giuliano can do because we have a stout field. Who else do we have here? Chris Russo, the DMPE Darren Mayer tuned machine there on the left side. Chris Russo came in to Tulsa. I met him for the first time there. That is a badass machine. We have Claude St. Maurice here on the right side. He won a couple events last year, including one up in Quebec, if I'm not mistaken. And he has run Northeast Outlaws before. So Claude's very excited for him to make the journey south of the border, where Canada's Mexico, you guys. It's a true fact. Craig Sullivan. Bet on black, as he would say. El Mero Mero returns, but it's not El Mero Mero anymore. It's that black beauty with the beauty of there on the left-hand side. There's Jay. Man, Jay's getting there early. I love it. I mean, you can't keep that guy away from ProMod, so of course. But anyway, Craig Sullivan Dave Adkins will be there as well. Excited to see him. Have not called one of his races. Have not met him. And so I'm excited to see Dave, meet him, hear his story, get him to talk about his car, because that's a beauty there.
Yeah. Last time he was at 131, he had a twin turbo LS setup in it. So I don't know what he's running now. I haven't had the chance to take a look, but to go into Pro Mod with a twin turbo small block setup, pretty interesting combo last year.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. I'd love to pick his brain on that. So, who else we got? Don Walsh Jr. You know, I was saying, I was in a group text, and I believe it was one of the Riffles said the last time they ran into Don Walsh Jr. Very excited to see him. Was like 2003, and then I made the whole group chat mad because I said, "Man, I was like 8 when that poster was."
Oh my god, dude! What? Oh, that hurts my heart a little bit.
Anyway, but he is a former record holder, one of the fastest door slammer cars in the world. He was behind the wheel, and so great to see Don Walsh Jr. back in that. Can I just say too, like I sent myself a C7 Corvette Pro Mod. That's a beauty. And Jackie Sloan, of course, making his Midwest return. Last time we saw him was at the SmackDown in SmackDown at Flying H. Sorry about that. And let's see, I believe he ran. Yeah, Jackie Sloan ran. I could have swore he was there. Anyway, maybe I just don't have the number.
I know he was at 131 with us.
That's right. He was at 131 with us. I saw his name somewhere. I thought he was at the SmackDown, but he was at 131. Mm-hmm. And so good to see Jackie back with us. Yeah, it'll be great. Who else do we have? We have Jacob McNeil, who's watching right now. Well, I hope he's still watching, but there he is.
I did hear Jacob, somebody said, maybe Ellen said that Jacob was also bringing a top Sportsman car. So if he's still watching you, let us know.
Let us know in the comments there, Jacob. By the way, Jackie Sloan Jr. last year was at Martin, ran a 368 in the daylight qualifying on Saturday morning and a 70 during Q2. So will be interesting to see because he, like I said, that track and him and a lot of our racers get along quite well. Mm-hmm. So James Beedling will be here with us. That will be awesome to see. Who else we got? We got James Beedling. We got Jeff Rudolph and Jason Calso. Let me say, by the way, Jeff Rudolph, what is his? Is it Shooter? Is that the Top Gun guy, Shooter? Can I say that I'm excited to see Shooter as much as anybody else?
Yeah, just brings the whole show, man. The ghetto
I sometimes wish we could play music on our streams. We can't because of the copyright. But yeah, when the Ghetto Sleigh comes up, man, I really just want to play like Danger Zone as Shooter.
Yeah, one thing that people are noticing now is like, look at the difference in cars. That's
it's so cool because it's not all, and I have nothing against Camaros, but it is not all Camaros.
Yeah.
Right. You're seeing a variety of cars, of body styles, of builds, which, by the way, if I can pump our own tires real quick, that is something that I think we're proud of at Midwest, is that all builds can be competitive. And so, I mean, it'll be really fun to watch. And I mean, just some dream matchups here, man, as we have Jim Whiteley, and it will be Jim piloting the J&A service car then.
That's what I understand.
Okay.
Let's see. I did this artwork Friday, so that's what I understand as of Friday. Now,
I haven't heard anything different, but
yeah, I mean they have a plethora of drivers run deep that they could pull on if Jim was wanted to enjoy the weekend.
I swear Jim could sneeze and like his sneeze would hit like 7 NHRA top level drivers and it'd be like, I'll drive for you.
Yeah. What? Oh, I'll do it. Yeah. NC Pro Motor here. Great conversation. Says people are realizing the bodies are not as important as they thought.
I agree. Driver. And here's the thing too, is we always talk about the difference in bodies. All the difference in bodies can be made up with one light. Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just all the advantage you have is done. Yeah. Right.
Jim Widener, another nitrous car on the list. Listen, if turbo cars could nitrous purge, they would be my favorite. But nothing purges nitrous other than nitrous. And I'm telling you right now, Jim's car does it with the best of Chris Giuliano's car.
Do you remember in Martin last year when Haney purged? We would see Giuliano purge and like 40, 50 foot high purges. Oh, I always say chicks dig a nitrous purge, and that is a fact.
That is the truth. That is the truth.
Man, how about Joel Winsley and Callie Mills? Good old Scarlett is coming back. I think the Mills crew has, I'm going to say this, unfinished business after Tulsa. And with the stout field here, we talked about how strong the field was in Tulsa. This is just going to be even stronger. More numbers, apes together strong, you know. And
she's pulling double duty that weekend running this and a Radial car.
She's running the Radial. Okay. There we go. All right. What else? Who else we got? Yep. I'm seeing great forecasts for Friday, Saturday, at the very least. And we'll keep an eye on Thursday, but I think it's probably morning stuff, but you guys can monitor that because I'm not going to say anything else. How about the man who is number Trey 3 in points? Didn't mean to smack my mic. Y'all probably heard that. Keith Goolsby and the Black Pearl. I'm very excited for Keith Goolsby.
This car here, they're getting it figured out for sure. They're
winning an event this year. I'm saying.
And if there's ever been one to do it, it's this one.
It is. Keith Haney, of course, the Black Mamba, doing nitrous, bringing nitrous to the field as he always done. And darn straight, Jay, by the way, he says we can't control the weather, and that's true. Ken Cortuccio coming in on that left-hand side, of course, NHRA champ. When you talk about some of the baddest names,
like runner-up or winner of every Drag and Drive Winter Series, or Drag Illustrated Winter Series. I mean, like, this dude is on point right here. He's if there's somebody I'm putting my money on, most of my money is probably going to go on Ken Q.
Yeah, look, man. Here's the deal. All right, is there are you and I, we bump elbows with a lot of badasses. All right.
Yeah.
And if there's a guy there that I just want to be like, sir, King Q is pretty high on that list.
Yeah, big time.
How about Mike Hackenbach on the right-hand side as well? I love the purple on that. Who else we got? All right.
Then we got
Gil
Mike,
Motorsport. Yeah.
Did
Dominic.
Yeah. Mike D.
Paul Gibbs. Mike D.
And the boys.
Paul Gibbs as well.
Another Plymouth bodied car. C7 Corvettes are running rampant now. You know, like, I love these things, man. They look amazing. Then Mike's car with that tricolor like that just looks so good.
Robert Costa.
He's due, man. He did real well in Slammers last time at Tulsa and really was running numbers that were capable of winning the main class. But speaking of Slammers, we are also running a Slammers class with this event as well. So.
And hey, if you are in the state of Michigan, even if you're in the state of Ohio, I know how you feel about Michigan. Make your way to Martin because you will not see a better collection of cars anywhere this coming weekend than right there at US 131 Motorsports Park. Yeah, exactly. The car count in Pro Mod is strong. Yeah,
I think as of this live stream right now, we're at 28 registered Pro Mod racers.
Yes. So we have Robert Davis too, part of our Florida crew. By the way, it was great to see Robert Costa in Tulsa and meet Robert Davis in Tulsa as well. It was kind of funny because I talked to Costa and then misidentified him because there are some drivers I meet 100 times. There are some drivers that I just haven't met quite yet. Costa was one of those guys where I'm like,
typically when you and I were standing there talking to him, he was not in his race suit. He was not wearing his helmet, and he was not standing beside his car.
Yeah, right. That's the thing is I can see your car 100 times, but until I talk to you at the pit, I'm like, I'm looking for Robert.
Yeah, I don't know who does what here, please.
I can tell who your wife is. That's
Yep.
not a statement. That's just she's your backup girl, so I recognize
Yep.
her face.
Yep, teammates, all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
Robert Davis, I'm excited for him to come
Very,
up now.
very
You
excited.
know, last time he made the trip to Tulsa with Bob Glenn. We haven't heard if Bob Glenn is coming yet or not. You know, those two dudes, hey, just convoy, guys, just convoy.
Convoy.
Pick up Victor Alvarez on your way through and let's go.
Absolutely. Who else do we have? We have Wes. Sorry, I'm looking. Wes DiStefano as well. And
Probably one of my favorite pro mods in this entire list. I
a
haven't
beauty.
watched this car, but you know, again, this thing is so cool. And just like NC Pro Modders earlier, you know, the bodies don't matter as much anymore, which I think is really cool because that means we can start seeing this kind of stuff. This is the Skinny Kids race cars, old 442. Like this thing's awesome looking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I do have a couple other people on this list that I
Come on.
don't know if you have a slide for. Do you have a slide for
Wes is the slide I have for pro mods. I do have some for Top Sportsman and Top.
Okay, I'll go with I know we have Mike Stowicki.
Oh yeah, Mike Stowicki. Yep, I don't have.
Stowicki.
Could not find a photo of
Yep.
his.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, you guys will have to correct me. That's also a G-Force built car. Which is Glenn Salimi, Steve King drive G-Force. So Bob Glenn, if he does make it, will have G-Force on G-Force there
Steve
at least.
King's not on that list.
Yeah, that's surprising. I wonder where he's going. We said Don Walsh Jr. Claude St. Maurice is coming up. We did say him, didn't we? Paul Gibbs, Jim Weiner, Aaron Wells, Stefano. I'm making sure we gave everybody love. This is what I do. I try and make sure.
I think the only photo I don't have is Mike Stowicki at this point.
Yep. Okay. But yeah, I mean, Stowicki has been running for. I do background research, and I was finding articles from 2000, man.
Well, and that was the struggle I was having with Stowicki was I didn't know, I couldn't find something on his page or something that was recent enough that I trusted it, right? Because it's not only that we are looking for what they're racing. You know, these guys are changing wraps or changing paint every year, every other year. So I could put something in there, but it could be out of date. I didn't want to do that for the, you know, means of promotion for these guys to show their sponsors and share out and things like that.
Absolutely. If you guys have a image or something of Mike Stowicki's pro mod, send it to us. Jim Halsey, you want to address that one, Narks?
Man, so we heard he was coming. He was on the list, and then I heard that he is not coming. That's literally that's all I know.
Now,
him and Victor Alvarez are both signed up. They have both registered for the event, but now we've heard that neither one's coming. We know Victor hurt the turbos. You know, blew part of the body apart, all this kind of stuff. So they were trying to, you know, could they fix that in time? Can you borrow a car? Listen, I would love it if people would just absolutely put pressure on Jim Halsey to come. I think once we can kind of hug him with our Midwest Drag Racing Series arms, we're going to see him back. You know, we are the creator of the series. It drives the Nitrous Pro Mod.
Yep. Hey, that's
they can run at the front.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the Summit Racing Equipment Midwest Drag Racing Series. To me, and I do not mean this as a shot. I am not about to get in a fist fight on with other series who I do have respect for, but you're not running Nitrous and Pro Mod. It is all one big pro mod and anybody can win, right? So you want to take on the turbos, you want to take on the blower, you want to get them, baby. Go them.
Yeah.
Get them.
Yeah, this is your chance. And one thing I do want to say, while we also said earlier 28 people signed up, y'all, it's literally Monday. There are guys that will not show that they're coming until the day of. I didn't
there will be guys
kind of like, hey, don't post my picture. I don't want people to know I'm going to be there. We didn't get any of that yet. If that's the case, you need to tell them when you register, because as soon as we see that name pop up, I'm posting it.
Also, I will say, don't be surprised too if guys, especially Top Dragster, Top Sportsman, don't even show up on Thursday. If you tune in Friday and suddenly there's 4 extra dudes in the field because a lot of these guys work and they're just like, nah, I'll show up and I'll get in on qualifying on Friday. So, some of these guys are just going to show up overnight and
bring
it's
it
only
on.
going to grow.
Oh man.
I'm not allowed to say who my favorite
no,
pro mod drivers and cars I root for are. That being said, I have some people who I've grown pretty close to over the years working with them, and I want to highlight Keith Goolsby just because off the mic and behind the scenes, Goolsby is one of the nicest dudes. And he is always willing to help us out, shake your hand. So when he has success,
and hey, listen,
so much happiness for his
that dude's
group.
like a guest announcer. Like he's been up in the tower a few different
so many times. The Riffles, Kurt Riffle, when he drives, I get really excited, and that's because Kurt Riffle, he announces alongside me sometimes, and he's just a genuine great dude, bit of a goofball. And so is Shelly, and his wife Shelly helps around a lot. So it's great to see when Shelly's
and Shelly is coming up to help Ellen. She'll be doing a lot of the pairings and things like that. So you'll see her in the lanes. So make sure you say, hey, Kurt is going to be working. I think he'll be crewing on a few different cars. Hey, you know, another name we didn't see, and there was Ryan Bush.
Ryan Bush. Yeah, I didn't see his name in there either.
Sorry, just my brain thinking of nitrous cars. This and is going to be great for nitrous stuff.
Yeah, right. I'm Aaron Wells, Aaron's a great dude. I don't think, and I say this genuinely, all right. I don't think we have like anybody in the Midwest series that I just don't like or don't get along with. Every person that we work with, I am genuinely happy when they win, and I am genuinely gutted when any of our drivers, throw a rod or something, especially if it's one of those guys who, like the budget is a little tighter than other teams. But I really don't have a ton. Like, it's hard for me to say favorites because you develop these interpersonal relationships with all these drivers. It's hard to say. What about cars though, Narks?
Oh man. Cars. I love Giuliano's car. I love the way that thing just, it's just tough looking. It looks like it's ready to win at any moment. And then the C7s, I don't know why it's drawing my eyes right now, man. That Mike D. DeMonica's car, that car looks amazing in the orange. If it's still orange, I don't even know. I'm a turbo guy. So anything that turbos kind of keeps the hood flat a lot of times, all that stuff.
When the I will go with 2 cars I want to highlight, and that is Joshua Vettel's car and the Plymouth Cuda, formerly driven by John Stouffer, now driven by Jacob McNeil. We had a Cuda on Cuda matchup, and that was amazing. The other ones that I want to highlight, one is the Bad Bus, which it was always sick to see in person just because it was such an oddball car. I love seeing cars that are just like, never seen a pro mod in this body style. And then I will lick the windows of any Willys Pro mod that you put in front of me. I love Willys Pro mods. I just think they have this air about them, this just really cool classiness to it. So I will go with the Willys Pro mods.
Man, that's another Blake Housley's not on this list.
Oh yeah,
Metal's not on this list. Man, yeah, we got to get these racers registering early, man. I mean, think of the level of racers that are not on the list. That the levels that are on the list is insane. Imagine what it's going to be when we get all these guys signed up here for the day.
I'm gonna pull out a name that we probably haven't mentioned in a while, but Robert Gallegos had a gray pro mod, gray Willys, PPG paint sponsored Willys, and that was a beautiful car. I love that car.
That's awesome.
So, El Mero is indeed a beautiful. And then yes, but it is black now, so I'm curious as to see the color on that. But yeah, I'm
gorgeous.
Anything out of the box, I think.
Yeah.
And then favorite class, then my favorite class is, and this sounds like a cop-out, anyone that creates chaos. So pro
There's gonna
mod,
be plenty of that.
yeah, pro mod is always wild. So I love pro mod. Top dragster I find very intriguing, and it's probably because in the last year and a half we've had a lot of topsy-turvy and we had that dog eat dog fight. So top dragster is pretty high on that right now. Top sportsman over the last 3 years has been very stagnant. So I like top dragster right now more than top sportsman. No offense to our top sportsman, but that was because I'm like, man, Rod Moore is so good.
Yeah.
You know, but I think top sportsman's coming back up. So I'm gonna go with pro mod, funny car, top dragster, in that order when we run funny car. And then I really like our no time stuff that we tried out in Tulsa.
Yeah, the no time 28.
No time 28 was a lot of fun. Lance Knigge was awesome to work with, and I also just like I said, I like a little bit of chaos, right? I'm a fan of like donk racing. When we used to do that in St. Louis.
Yes.
And I'm like, you know, does it get wild and squirrely sometimes? Yes. But like, I don't watch racing for it to be a straight procession, a parade. I watch it because wild crap happens and you never know what you're going to get. And so I think our no time classes, to me, really sometimes highlight that quite a bit. Brian Lewis is up in Eddyville. He's doing a funny car.
Yep, funny car chaos. Now built a new car for that. Man, that thing is so nice too.
It's beauty. Let's talk top dragster and top sportsman.
Yeah, buddy. Yes, let me add it here. So currently, here's the struggle, right? Typically, top dragster and top sportsman are both classes that people show up. They typically, in our historical stuff, have not signed up early. That's kind of the situation we're running into now. As of right now, lay out who the one top dragster that has signed up is.
Well, it's reigning champion Jordan Epper-Jesse, but I highly doubt that any of our top dragster people are just going to let her walk away with 3 points.
Yeah,
because remember, this is a points race, and especially in those classes that are dial-ins, very topsy-turvy. One round can make or break. I don't want to say anything on behalf of Jeremy Maples, but if Epper-Jesse is going to show up, my guess is that Jeremy Maples isn't going to be far behind her. And then those guys usually show up on Thursday, pay their way in on our events. Or Friday morning.
I'm making this call it right now. Listen, I'm doing artwork this week. If you want to show your sponsors, hey, I'm racing, or you want to get in on the hype that's going to be from this event, do it now. Don't do it afterwards. Do it now. Just send Ellen a message, send me a message, send Luke a message. Hey, I'm coming to race. I'll see you guys this week. Let us know right now,
100%.
Tonight, tomorrow, something like that, because we get later in the week, it's going to be harder and harder for me to get that stuff done.
100%. We do have a few confirmations for top sportsmen, though. We will start with the least surprising. Hey, Callie. I'm telling you, she's going to go rounds. She's going to go a couple rounds in the shakedown. We'll start with the least surprising show up. Tyler Wells will be there, of course, because his dad's going to be there.
It's not a 2-car hauler that they come in. Like, I think they bring his car in another truck and trailer setup.
Joke's on you. It's actually a drag and drive car. They drive it all 2,000 miles from Oklahoma City.
Don't you threaten me with a good time.
Can you, dude, you want to talk about a wild drag and drive? That would be halfway across the nation. But Tyler, I think this is going to be, Callie is bringing the Radial. All right. So she's pulling double duty. We're going to have to, Callie, I'm going to tell you right now, we will be in your pits because I have 3 Midwest classes and I think 8 non-Midwest classes. So I'm sorry. I'm going to raid your pits.
And then Callie, I would definitely like to see if you would like to jump on next Monday with Luke and talk about the weekend, stuff like that. We'll message after this.
Yeah, we'll talk. I have your number. Yep. All right. See, we love that in a racer. Come on over, of course. Anyway, Tyler Wells, I think this is going to be a very formative week for him. He has gone toe-to-toe with some of the best in the world of top sportsmen. And I'm not just saying, I'm removing my Midwest hat right now. When you're taking on guys, like Leach, and you're taking on guys, like
Daryl Reed,
Michael Chitty. I think this is going to be informative because he can come out and say, not only is it not a fluke, but I'm in a different region, and the top sportsmen that are going to show up to this event are sometimes a lot different than the top sportsmen that are going to show up to a Tulsa event. And so it's like, this is a coming out already on a national stage, but also like in a different region where it's like, all right, what do you got, Northeast?
Well, and Aaron said it best in the show last week. Like, Tyler has 11 years of racing, so he may be 16 years old, but he's seen that tree probably as much as many of these guys that he's going to be going up against.
Tyler was tearing down a tree before I was allowed to be on a lawnmower, dude. It was insane.
Oh yeah. He was going faster than most cars in the parking lot at 5 years old.
I'm 30 and I'm still not allowed near sharp blades.
Yeah. Nice.
Mark Griffin, the cast team making their way up. Mark Griffin, I think unfinished business. I think Griffin has not had the most solid start to the year, but I think that he knows that blood is in the water with how Rod Moore has failed to make it out of the first round. And so I think
at two events.
And so I think Griffin's like, this is your time right now. So who else we got?
Hang on. Nope. We've got,
we got a couple more over
Charlie Wittenberg.
Yeah.
And
Jacob McNeil is running Top Sportsman. Yep. And so it'll be really fun to watch Jacob McNeil pull double duty too. Callie Mills pulling double duty. Like I said, if Jeremy Maples does show up, Jeremy, if you're watching, shoot us a message. He will probably pull. He likes to pull. So yeah, we will get. We'll try and get you guys a full list of double duty drivers as well. But we have some people locked in, and like I said, the top, like you said, rather the top and top classes usually just have they'll show up. They'll just show up. So, but it is going to be a full show at the Shakedown at M-Town, and it'll be live on Flow Racing. As we mentioned, this is in partnership with Donald Long and Duck Promotions. You can follow him on Facebook, follow DuckX Promotions, follow the Midwest Drag Racing Series presented by JNA Service. On this channel, if you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, you can stream on LinkedIn, dude.
Yeah,
we're streaming on LinkedIn. Rad.
Yeah.
But give us a follow, and it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. As a personal anecdote, I cannot tell you how jazzed I am because I left to go. So, came back from Tulsa, had a weekend off. Went to Indianapolis, watched the 500, come back on Memorial Day. I'm going to work 2 calendar days, fly out to Michigan, and watch some racing, man. And then the weekend after that, Brainerd International Raceway has an event that I'm at. So, like, dude, I'm in hog heaven, man.
You're filled with drag racing stuff. I'm excited for you, man.
And when it's not drag racing, it's other race car stuff. And I love all race cars. Dang it. So
tell us what you think about this field, because you made some good notes here.
Yeah, so I have some feelings here on how this field is going to shake out. I think that when you look at the quality that's in the field already, and you look at the weather forecast and the tuners that are going to be involved, I think you are going to see a very, very tight field. I mean, we were talking bumps in the 60s. I would not be surprised with a mid 60s bump. At least I'd be shocked if it was higher than like a 72, if it was higher than the 72, and I would consider a 72 maybe a little maybe the lower end. I'm thinking 60s bump. Okay.
Hey, you know one name we didn't talk about?
Who?
Mr. Mile an Hour.
Ed Thornton. That's right.
He's not on the list. So I just messaged Shane to see if they're coming to Martin.
Okay. All right. We will shoot him a message. I didn't see Ron Minix either on that list.
Good point.
And that is where we come in to another quandary. this is not a statement against the quality at the Throwdown in T-Town, because that was an incredibly stacked field, but that was a 17-car field with a bump, right? This is a 28-car field. You're going to see, just by numbers, Richard's also living his best race car life. I love that. But you're going to see, just by numbers, a tight field. And this is a points paying race. So when I think of guys like Jeff Rudolph, right, who will run a couple of our big money races, right, but he's not chasing the Midwest points as of right now, right? What happens if Minix and Wells are out at the expense of Jeff Rudolph, but Haney goes 2-3 rounds, Goolsby goes 2-3 rounds, Callie goes 2 to 3 rounds?
Yep.
You could see some real. This is basically a field where half of them, in terms of our Midwest championship, are just pure spoilers. And I think you're going to see a lot of very interesting permutations come out of this race specifically, just because of the points implications of first round exits versus finals. You know, this is like, let's put ourselves in Keith Goolsby's shoes. Okay. Goolsby is sitting third in the points, and Goolsby pulls out, let's say, Goolsby has to go up against Ken Cortuccio in round 1, right? That's a freaking matchup. You know, Cortuccio is a badass, and nothing against Goolsby, right? But, and then, you know, Callie gets, let's say, a different run, but goes 2 to 3. And now Callie's ahead of Goolsby in points. Maybe she's up to second. Maybe she's in first. And Goolsby goes, man, if this was a 16-car field, a 20-car field, maybe she's not 40 points ahead. Maybe she's 2 points ahead is all.
Yeah. Maybe
I'm ahead by 5 points, you know? So I think there's going to be a big separation of the points as it comes out to this.
So here's my question then. Do these racers look at this as more of like an exhibition? Because within the rules, you can drop one race within the Midwest Series points. So you can drop one points race, right? If you can do that, do you go into this as an exhibition race? You're just trying to lay down your best one. Hey, if we go several rounds, I'm keeping these points. Or do you go in there as it's a point race? Like, you know, are you playing tournament poker, or are you playing like heads up poker?
I'd love to have a racer weigh in on this, but to me, you got to look at these races and you got to go, dude, I am going to cork up one race. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. Even, you know, Ron Minix, who is one of the most stout racers in the Midwest year in and year out, will throw a rod one race. Like it just happens. How many times did Mark Mickey, one of the baddest men in Pro Mod, have to replace a bleeping engine last year?
Yep.
And so I think you have to come into this race and go, no, we're going to run this balls to the wall, and we are going to keep things in check, because you never know. Maybe the throwdown in T-Town at the Ronnie Hobbs World Finals, I got to drop it because I just got bumped because you know, my car had one round of qualifying is all it could do, and it dropped oil on the track.
And it didn't make the field. Yeah.
Right. So I think you have to treat every race, because you need to keep that that safety blanket, that insurance net in your back pocket.
Yeah, especially as you go through the season. With only 7 races, you really start looking pretty tight. Like, this will be race number 3 for the Midwest Drag Racing Series season. You know, we're almost halfway there. We've got one more race and then take a summer break and then come back, and we'll be back at Martin. So you start thinking about the weather we have that is scheduled for now. Looks like the kind of weather we're probably going to have again, I would say in early September, when we're back for the Funny Car Nationals. And
that I think is going to give, not that these tuners don't already know what they're doing, but if you're going to get an almost identical temperature
Mhm.
and track condition. Just because we know Martin is consistently fast, we know their lane, the width of their lanes, we know how Peterson likes. Is LeBate coming?
Saying he's coming?
Is
Please,
Lawrence?
Jesus.
Is he coming? I need to know now, because if the Angry Bird's coming, now we got a whole nother name to throw in there.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a drive.
Again, turbo car, man.
Dude,
But hey, him and Robert Costa can convoy.
There you go. Right.
They're close.
And dare I say too, like that is a haul from. Lauren says he's summoning him, but that's a haul from New Mexico, man. Ruidoso.
So think about this. We typically, Midwest drag racing series. Where does that first call you to think of? Missouri, Oklahoma, kind of, Kentucky,
Midwest.
that kind of stuff, right?
Kansas,
Ohio,
yeah.
Right. So now we're adding a second Michigan race. So now we will do 2 Michigan races, 2 Flying H races in Kansas City, 2 Tulsa races, and our season opener was at XRP in Texas. We're literally just right down the middle of the country. It's man.
Yep.
Oh man, here he goes. He says hi.
Mike, you know what we're gonna ask?
Are you coming, buddy?
Are we gonna see you on Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Yeah. So let us know in the comments, please.
Yeah,
let us know in the comments. I need the artwork to do.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You're totally right. And this is a call out to all of our racers in that Ohio and that Pennsylvania area.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio is a Midwest state. We're making 2 runs at Martin, which if you're in Ohio, by our standards, and you know how the lives we live. Lauren says it's her graduation. I can't be mad at that.
Yeah, we can understand. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
No problem.
Keith
Lauren forgot about it,
so, yeah.
Or maybe she was trying to set a trap.
Yeah. Lauren, how about you graduate from Michigan?
Yeah, just phone it in.
No, I mean
that's funny.
You have your people call their people to be fine. But this is a call out to all of our Ohio racers, our Pennsylvania racers, man. It is a hop, skip, and a jump to Martin. And if you're from that area, you know that is one of the baddest tracks around. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So be there or be square, man. If you guys are Ohio racers, Ohio's a great racing state. There's a lot of good cars in Ohio. Lauren's already contacting the state of Michigan. Had a girl. Anyway, so if you're in the area, be there. If you're a fan and you want to watch some badass racing, be at US 131 by all means.
Did get a message back from Shane Tecklenburg. He said they're not going to be on site in Michigan. So Ed Thornton will not be on site. Dang it. I love that 220 mile an hour dude. He is awesome.
He is awesome. Also, I'm going to miss the ability to pick Shane Tecklenburg. Lauren says anything for dad. Darn right. Lauren, I'm going to say this, but you can't tell Mike that I said this. You have an awesome dad. Mike is a freaking dude. He is one of the dudes. He's a great dad. So, great guy. I think that we are going to see a stout field. I think we see Midwest in the finals. Yeah. It's about a 50-50 Midwest, not traditional Midwest split. But I think our guys are going to go deep, and I think they're going to show up and show out. And I am so excited. And Lauren is now embarrassed about her dad. He's kind of cool or whatever. Hey, Narks, you have a teenage daughter. That is about the best you can ask
if
for.
my daughter ever said that, I'd be like, I would ride that for 10 years.
I'd never forget.
I really am cool again.
I'm still riding that high on my dad.
Yeah.
Mike says he's going to be at the next race after that. That is at Flying H. And real quick, you want to talk about a temperature swing? Let's talk about June and Flying H versus late May
in Michigan. So you're looking at race temps typically 60s for Martin. for this weekend, right? This coming up weekend, you said there's going to be like 60 or 70s.
High of 70 a few of the days.
Yeah. So you're going to see some like high 50s, which is what we had last September when we were there as well. And then you're going to go to Swampville, USA, Flying H at the end of June. So those tunes are not going to work together.
Nope. Hey, man, I'm from Missouri. No. That humidity that runs through Missouri, man, it don't play. And neither do we. It's the Midwest Drag Racing Series. Thanks you guys for joining us for Midwest Monday. We'll miss you, Mike. We'll miss you, Shane T, Ed Thornton. We'll miss all y'all. But we're going to see some great racing again. Thursday, 4 o'clock. That is 4 locals. So that's Eastern time for all of our viewers.
You keep talking. I'm going to run through these racers one last time.
That is Eastern time. So that would be 4 o'clock Eastern time. That'd be 3 o'clock Central time is when qualifying starts at the Shakedown in M-Town in Martin, Michigan. And again, live on Flow Sports, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, $20,000 to win for the Pro Mods, Top Dragster, Top Sportsman, and of course, all of the amazing classes at the Shakedown that you have come to expect. It is going to be a show. For Luke and for Mike, Mr. Narks, I salute you, and we will see you guys in Michigan. See ya.
Dude, what a good show, man. That was